Good afternoon. This is the March 6, 2025 Zoning Board of Adjustment regular meeting. My name is Matt Perry and I'm chair of the board. I will now call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to call the roll so that we may verify the presence of quorum.
Board Member Callahan.
Present.
Eichholz is absent. Grant-Scorch.
Here.
Hutchins.
Present.
Ingram is absent. Perry.
Here.
Smikarova.
Here.
Wang is absent. So that's 5 members present.
So please let the record show we do have quorum, and we will proceed to our agenda, a copy of which was posted for public access to the city's legislative information management system, available at lims.minneapolismn.gov. Is there a motion to approve this agenda?
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against indicate by saying nay. Any abstentions? That motion passes and the agenda is approved. I believe all the board members have seen a copy of the minutes from the February 20th, 2025 Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any,
Abstain.
we have 2 abstentions. Anybody against? With that, the motion passes and the minutes from the Zoning Board of Adjustment February 20th, 2025 meeting are approved. Let the record show that Mr. Eichholz has joined us in time to vote on any matters henceforth. Mr. Ellis, are there any petitions or communications?
Chair Perry, members of the board, I have 2 communications this evening. The first of the 2 is the result of a variance appeal from 401 33rd Avenue North. It was actually a while ago. It was extended an additional month due to a request from the appellant. That was partially granted and partially upheld, the denial. So the variance for the height of a fence in a required front yard was denied. The variance to increase maximum impervious surface was partially granted. Instead of 90% as the applicant or an appellant had requested, it was approved to 75%, citing the size of the lot, which was it's a substandard lot. Instead of being normal 5,000 square feet, it was about 3,500 square feet. So that was the primary challenge that council found.
Do you have a question, Mr. Hutchins?
Yeah, thanks, Chair Perry. Can you remind me which one that was? I can't remember.
Certainly. This was the one that came out of enforcement, and it had like the driveway width, the fence in a required front yard, patio, and some other issues. They came and spoke. They had, like, one of their main concerns was their mother was leaving the property, which is why they'd wanted the taller fence, some of those, and then they were asking for the additional parking area and additional outdoor space.
Okay.
If that rings a bell.
Thanks.
Let's see. So that was that finding. The next finding was also they granted the approval for the patio in the required front and corner side yard. For similar things due to the size and inability to really have a true rear yard was the kind of findings related to that. And then finally, they upheld and denied the driveway width variance.
Okay. Any other questions of Mr. Ellis?
Yep. So yeah, it hasn't been formally recorded on that. We're still, the city attorney's office is still working through the findings on that. But that's what council had said at the Business Housing and Zoning Committee.
So that has yet to have findings and go to the full council?
Correct. It has not yet gone to full council,
Okay.
but that was the outcome of the biz, and it was unanimous vote.
Okay. Yes.
Regarding the findings on this 401 33rd Avenue North, I recall looking at the project both before and after, before the owners bought it and after they did these improvements on it because of this disabled mother. I just have to say that I know publicly I was told this is impossible, but I want to say for the records that it is wrong, in my opinion, that we charge the same variance fee, $600, or for the appel, that we do on a house that's worth about $160,000, that we do on a $1 million house that does a tennis court, or a business that's worth $3 or $4 million on Hennepin Avenue. I just feel like it's wrong, and it needs to be said on the public record, that we're not doing some kind of more respectful and equity on these appeal process, because the cost of $600 for this particular property, I suspect, was one of the many reasons why it took a long time to mature. So I just want to say that for the public record, that it's wrong that we charge the same for a house valued at $160,000 that we do for a structure that's a couple of million. It's just, I can see where there's a minimum that should be required, but I just don't understand why we charge the same for such disparity in property assessment.
Well, thanks for those comments. All right.
And Chair Perry, and
yes.
the second communication related to that was we finally completed the Board of Adjustment annual report. It just was completed today, so it was a little too. We weren't able to get it, onto the agenda for today. So we'll put it on the agenda for March 20th for review. And if you see any issues at that point, you can note staff, and otherwise post that hearing, then we can get it posted online.
Okay, so my request would be that if we can get it ahead of time so that
We
people
will-
can vote on the 20th.
Yeah. We'll email it out ahead of time, and it'll be available then also on the public record.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. Let's review the agenda. I will read the agenda number and address of the project and state whether it's slated for consent, continuance, withdrawal, return, or discussion. And I will go to agenda item number 5, which is our one agenda item with land use requests on it. It's 4100 Upton Avenue South. Staff is recommending this item for consent. Is there anyone to speak against this item? I see no one. So let's go to the items that are on our agenda for consent. They are item number 5. Is there a motion to adopt this item on consent?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against indicate by saying nay. Any abstentions? And that motion passes. So if you were here for agenda item number 5, your land use request is approved. Good luck with your project, and I appreciate you coming downtown. All right, we've completed all of our items on this agenda for this meeting. Our next meeting is March 20th, 2025.
Excuse me, Chair?
Yes.
I don't know if this is necessarily an announcement, but it is a concern that I feel I should bring up. This is the third meeting now this august body has had that has lasted less than 10 minutes. I wasn't at the last meeting, but I watched it online, and it was 8 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm concerned, and I guess I need to talk to staff. I understand that there's a due process and there's construction that needs to be done, but is there a more efficient way of having us do these kinds of meetings, still allowing the public to come forth and speak, but at the same time being more cognizant of the fact that, it's kind of ridiculous. We made a joke at one point that if we're under 10 minutes, we should only get half of our per diem, but I don't think it's a joke. I think it's sincere. I think that wasting time to come to a public meeting, if we can take care of it virtually or in other ways, and yet still have the public come forth, I think that's appropriate. So again, I would task that just because somebody thinks we can't do it virtually, there are decision-making bodies that do things virtually, and I would just encourage us to do that. So, to have 3 meetings and have them all be under 10 minutes seems really wasteful. And as a taxpayer who pays a lot of money, I'm concerned about it, so.
Yes, thanks for those comments. Mr. Hutchins?
So in the same idea, if it goes 3 hours, should we get paid more?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. And I do take into account that I did spend 15 minutes looking over this document because I was fascinated by the fact that the variance went through so smoothly, and it took me a while to really understand it. The documents were really quite thorough. But yeah, I would argue that maybe that's the case, but I would challenge us is that, again, maybe it's because historically we have lasted for an hour, but the last couple of meetings I've been at, the last 3 anyways, for sure have been under 10 minutes. And even before that, they were under. There was only one that I remember in the last year that went over an hour and a half, so. I just think it's something to consider that we look at other forms of delivery, both public comment and good consensus discussion. I belong on other boards where we have virtual and we have good discussions and good results that come out of it. And I'm just concerned that just because it's been done this way forever doesn't mean it's necessarily a good way to do things.
So I will respond two ways. One, I will ask staff to talk to the clerk, the city clerk, about what that would entail, to do an investigative look at that. The second is, it's not only historically why we do things, it's the clerk's office is set up that these meetings generally have the same look and feel. So that meetings like this that are quasi-judicial have the same look and feel. So if what you're saying is the case with us, it would also apply to the HPC and the CPC. And I don't know whether that makes sense for them as well. So I'm just informing you, there's another dimension to it. It's not just we do this historically, it's that there is a desire to have continuity across meetings, so that when you come before the city, you're feeling like it's the same body and the same organization. But I would ask to get a ruling on that from the city clerk's office.
Chair Perry and the board, if I may speak to it just briefly. Obviously, I'm not the decision maker on this, but my understanding is that we have considered doing hybrid meetings post-pandemic, if you will, and it has been vetted thoroughly by the city attorney's office, and I don't see a lot of recourse there, but I will forward your concerns to Mr. Carl, the city clerk of Minneapolis, and see if he can at least provide some additional information as to why it's not possible at the city when it's possible with your other boards. Thank you.
I apologize if I'm taking up the time of this committee, even though it's only an extra 3 minutes. But you can speak to me offline, then I don't necessarily have to burden the rest of the committee if it's not a consideration of theirs.
So I would also say that I've been on this board for a long time, many years, and I have found that over the course of time, the time evens itself out. So it's not, I mean, we've had a run of short meetings, but over the course of, if you look at the last 5 years, what is the average meeting length? I think it averages out to something more than, it's not going to be 8 minutes.
Okay.
We've had a situation where the last couple of meetings have been short, but I wouldn't continue to expect that. And we're just getting into the construction season. So with that, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you for hearing me.
Sure. So is there any new business or old business from staff? Okay. With that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. We are adjourned.